Hey everyone, it's the History Nerd, back for some more Victoria 2 action. Now, I'm terribly sorry for this past week. My cold made a disgusting comeback, and my Labor Day weekend basically consisted of me. I even took extra time off from work to make this long weekend, like, just longer. I had 5 days off in a row. And I was going to do a bunch of videos, play a bunch of games, just generally be a miscreant, not do anything. It was going to be great. And the Thursday was amazing. I was just like, you know what? Today's just going to be a me day. Took some me time, woke up on Friday, and I had the worst sinus headache of my life. My lungs were filled to the brim. And, yeah, I just basically spent the entire long weekend curled up in bed coughing and blowing snot into snot rags. So that sucks. I figured that probably would make for good, video material, because that would just be disgusting. So, yes, moving on. Right, on to the comments. Grammar Nazi, thanks for the tip on the Lord of the Rings mod. I will take a look at that. That could be pretty interesting. I might even just do a medieval too, to be honest, because I never really gave that game a good chance. We'll see. We'll see. I'm thinking now, taking a look, like culture, whatever, right? Well, maybe that would help. I think really these are the only two that we need, is just philosophy and political thought. Everything else we should be able to do without. Commerce is looking okay, but for building up of a navy, or a global empire, we're going to need a navy. And, yeah, we really need to get on this. Before I do that, though, let's get the railroads up to at least iron. That seems to make sense. Alright, Matt, first off, I don't get where all this invading Prussia's coming from. Just because they're not doing well, they're doing very well. Just because they're not really doing anything over in Europe, logistically, taking a look at it, we're gonna need crazy navy to, yeah, I bet Argentina wants that. You've got it. We're just gonna need to get a crazy navy to be able to get over here, let alone sending enough troops to take Prussia. So, I wouldn't hold my breath on the Prussian invasions, guys. Sorry. But, yeah, I'm not a good enough Victoria player to pull that off. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe. But yeah, don't hold out for that. I am Newfie. You know what? Okay, so while I was sick, I decided to bust out my laptop. I haven't played on that in ages, but I know that it runs Empire, Total War. Yeah, absolutely, Brazil. That sounds like a great idea. Are they even in? They're not. Damn you. We must bring you all in. That's got to be on the go, though. It's been so long since I played this. Yes, it is. Good. So, yeah, so I loaded up Empire, and while I was, being a wonderful mucus deposit, or depository, production facility. Production facility might be the best way to put it. I actually got to sit down and play some Empire, fully patched. It's all up to date, whatever, because it's Steam, right? So, here's what I found. First off, for any game set in that time period, one of the first nations I always go to whenever I do my first playthrough is Britain. The only game I didn't do that with was Victoria, because, quite frankly, running Great Britain is probably a massive headache that I don't really want to deal with. But Total War, like, it's grand strategy, but kind of grand strategy light, really. So send a Confederate expedition. Who cares about the Russians? Um, so just the starting positioning of yeah, of Britain and how they handled the American colonies. Um, Part of the reason why Britain was so damn good through the 18th century and on into the 19th, and yeah, like that, you know. Part of the reason they were so good was their holy crap. We are just hemorrhaging cash. Not much can be done about that. Not until people start voting differently. When you're all conservatives and you're never gonna change. Like seriously, it's like 50-50. And it's a resounding win every time for the conservatives. Anyway, so Britain's whole just the way they handled North America in that game. I like that the American Revolution was used as the tutorial, as the way to introduce you to gameplay, features, structures, all that other stuff. That's great. That is a perfect way to do this, because the game starts in 1700. So yes, more liberals, right? More liberals in the upper house. So you're gonna get all the late, like the end units, all the good units, and you're gonna see all the buildings, and just, everything's gonna be better. So what do we want here? Upper house doesn't really matter, I don't think. I just want to fix the election problems we're having. So I'm thinking probably moving from gerrymandering into non-secret ballots and secret ballots might be a good way to do that. Or just going straight for proportional representation, which, yeah, we'll do that. And they get even more conservative. I mean, I guess that makes sense, because they got what they wanted, so now they want to keep the status quo. But man, that's just kind of frustrating. Where was I? Britain, North America. It's... For the tutorial, that's great. The revolutionary setting is perfect. But then they go and they start the game in 1700. But they set it up so that, no matter what, the cause of science, unless it's a British player, you work really hard to keep the colonies there under your control. They'll go off and revolt. Now, some of the issues I've got with that, if you're a Paradox player and you've played a lot of Paradox games, going all the way back to EU2, that was very historically deterministic. And, you knew if you wanted to get the big white blob in Europe, to pick Austria at these certain points in history, where they'd have the best chance to then expand and spread out. Now, none of the Total War series, none of those games, I think, I don't think you can call any of those games historically deterministic. They're not. Just, they're not. They're just a little historical background that starts at a certain date, and then, even more than a Paradox game, just goes, historical record over, and, it's because it's, deep down, it's a war game. It's not a geopolitical simulator. It's not anything like that. The map of Total War is just an excuse to get your armies positioned. That's really all it is. And to pay for them. Convinced of it. And it does that well. But then it comes out with this massive deterministic factor that even 70 years before the revolution happened, you take the base of the British Empire and are just like, whoosh, gone. Did not like that decision whatsoever. But I don't want anybody to become more conservative or reactionary. Fine. Jerks. All of you. Um, yeah, and to pull that out, and then just the amount that it handicaps a British player, because it's like, okay, so in North America, where if I want to keep, all the colonies in, I've got to go and beat up France, who, they may not have as big of an empire, but they're not limited like the British are. They can build troops and control everything in their colonies. So then you're stuck in one little way up here, like Moose Factory, way up here. That's all Britain gets, because France still has Quebec and all that other shit. So, like, it's a bizarre situation where they're just like, you know what? No, Britain, we're shooting you in the foot right off the get-go for an event that, based upon the political situation, let's be honest, probably won't be happening in 70 some odd turns, or more than that, because there's like 2 turns a season or something. So it's like 140, 150 turns down the road. This revolution probably not going to happen, but we're going to set it up to make sure that it can, and pretty much does. That frustrated me. That frustrated me to no end with Empire. I mean, ignoring the other stuff that I'm going to go through, that just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth, because it's like, I wanted to paint the map British red, because when you load up a game set in that time period, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that's what I think of doing. I'm like, yeah, spreading that. And it's not like they didn't make it possible, but they handicapped the strongest country in that game arbitrarily. They're just like, you know what? No, you don't. Wasn't Haiti already in our sphere of influence? I feel like someone might be in. Like, I thought it was there. Did they have a revolution or something? Maybe. Weird. Is anyone else not? Yeah, I don't expect those guys. Whatever. So yeah, that just left a bitter taste in my mouth. And granted, fully 100% completely, that is just me being an Anglophile when it comes to this time period in this game. That's all it was. That's it. We will send you back. Who are you? You are Chile. Get off my land. We're going to send you back to Balboa. And you, good sir, shall be the... We'll put you in a central location to combat any sort of... Hey, we've already got Dixie people moving in. Excellent. So yeah, just the handicapping of Britain, did not like it right off the bat. But I've got more. It's not just that. That would be a stupid reason to hate a game, because there's many other countries you could play in that game. And yeah, that would just be it just soured my first experience with it, and yeah, that's why I didn't really enjoy it right off the bat. Other issues with it, though, I've got a few more. Tech research. I don't understand why you can only build one school, right? Well, you can't only build one school, but if you build a school, so let's say Britain again, I got Oxford. No matter how many gentlemen I throw into Oxford, that place is only researching one technology, and that's it. That's kind of frustrating. I didn't like that at all either. And it didn't seem like throwing more gentlemen at it made it go faster. It was just sort of, maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe they do. But don't like the research in that game. And then in one, the over the weekend, the one I was playing while recuperating. Essentially, whatever. Um, One game I was playing, I was Austria, and by about 1720, Patriots. Uh, I was at war with literally all of Europe, except for Britain, who was involved in my war with Poland. But when France and their allies came along and were like, "Yo, Austria, we're declaring war on you," Britain was just like, "Cool, you deal with that yourself." So now, in this particular game, it wasn't even like I had been a warmonger by Total War standards. Uh, both empires declared war on me, first off. And secondly, I only took one. I took Brandenburg from Prussia, and then whatever's between Brandenburg and Königsberg, Gdansk, I think, for Poland. That's it. I just took two in the space of 20 years, which in Total War games is not a lot. That's like 40 turns. And, well, there's just no. Whatever, limit them then. We'll keep getting the reactionaries in on that. Yay! Uh, I mean, it's just that, but that's the way Total War games are, right? That's the way it plays out. The issue I've got, is just like that's not how things went by the 1700s. You can take a look at medieval times, and what's with all this citizenship crap? Like, I don't care. Just go liberal. Um, like it wasn't warmongering by Total War standards. Two little provinces, but to just all of a sudden in this space, because I was still, Prussia declared war on me. I was like, whatever, that's gonna be fine. And then Poland declared war on me the next turn. I was like, whatever, it's Poland. I'll take them too. We got this. And then France, Spain, and then a bunch of other minor states were just like, yeah, we're gonna go to war too. And maybe that's just the AI being like, now you're at war with two countries. Maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to just declare war. And in which case, I shouldn't be bitching about it. But I am, damn it. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, Spain was one of the allies that France dragged in, and Spain and I, since turn one, had trade relations that were going just peachy keen. And that didn't matter. It was just like 40 turns of trade relations. Boom, at war with you, because France said so. And, I don't know. That's just, that kind of diplomacy, that works great in medieval, that works great in Rome. But when you move that up to, oh, we were close. Only like 60%. Oh, we're getting there. Any more unionists? Yeah. They're just 8th place. Oh my god, we're falling off the face. This is not good for the Confederacy. Like, translating the Total War political way of doing things into the early modern period, and even after then, like, I don't know, it doesn't, I just don't think the time frame suits the style of play. I don't know, that could just be me though. And finally, the naval system. First off, I absolutely loved, and I remember when Total War was coming out, this was one of the things, or when Empire Total War was coming out, this was one of the things I was really psyched for, was the naval battles, because finally it was going to be amazing to have Austria. If we could get there. It was just going to be amazing to be able to like take the Royal Navy and sail the seven seas. My biggest problem was just controlling more than one ship. Controlling one ship were great, but I found anytime I got more than two or three ships, uh, you would I wind up losing half of my fleet because while I was off giving orders to a couple of my ships, some of them would just sail off the map. So yeah, in a very large nutshell, there are my issues with Empire Total War. Send some to our neighbors. We need the UK. They need to like us. They don't like us enough. Hello, hello. So yeah, issues with Total War. There you have them. And I don't think I'll be invading Mexico. Although, because I mean they've been one of our strongest allies, right? And they're not doing that badly, really. They're in 18th, so they're just shy of being a secondary power. But you know, I like them. Maybe. Because we could use a target we can take, honestly. That's not gonna help. None of this is gonna help. It's like, what do I do? What do I do? Well, now we need to get these going. Need to get the Navy underway before 1910. It's kind of way too close. Way too close. So maybe we'll invade Mexico. Tell you what, if by January 1st, 1910, stop for a second. Just stop. I realize the anarcho-liberals are angry, and they're doing their usual thing of finding, just a few of their friends and getting all uppity. If by January 1st, 1910, I am not in a position to make a solid push, yes, more socialists. Who cares if soldiers have to shoot their own people? They're doing that to anarcho-liberals anyway, on order of the state. So, just shooting socialists isn't that different. Consciousness. Vote better. Don't pick up a gun. So yeah, if by January 1st, 1910, we're in no position to make a move against, Prussia, which we won't be, or, someone else, maybe try and take a little slice of the Portuguese Empire, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen because they're allied to Britain. France, that's not going to happen. Britain obviously won't, because they're allied to Britain. Who are you allied with? Like that? I don't know. Spain? That's ridiculous. France and Britain and Russia? Not going to happen. Italy? Italy? Oh, I think we've found our way in, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. If we declare war on Italy, how the heck did Parma survive unification? Crazy Italians. Okay. Yeah. That's going to be our way in. So if by January 1st, 1910, we are not ready to make a good, strong push against Italy, we will invade Mexico. Because we've got the land forces to do it. No question about it. But, I kind of like this little Italian invasion plan going on here. That's a good idea. Add to sphere. Thank you, Brazil. Alright, 1910, invading Italy or Mexico. One of the two. We've got a lot of work to do to get there. In basically 10 years. 10 and a half. Fine. Hector, I would love to go for freaking Cuba. I would love to take them. Judging by Spain's ally list and the fact that they're in France's sphere of influence, probably not going to happen. Especially now that I see, Italy's the way in. Because even the Ottomans are allied, but Italy, just those three, that could really work. So yeah, if Spain wasn't allied to all those great powers, or even allied to a great power like Prussia that for no reason whatsoever other than your guys' suggestions that I think I could take. Because really, looking at it and saying, we got Prussia. No, we don't. Militarily, we do. That's good. But, they can outproduce us. They've outprestiged us. It's still a better chance than taking on Britain and France at the same time. So as much as I would love to liberate Cuba, I don't think I can. But really, the Stars and Bars deserve to fly over Cuba. It's probably not going to happen, so I'm terribly sorry for that. And, to let everyone know, I now have a Twitter account. Crazy! Mainly I want to use that to do stuff for the channel. So, again, to just, put up a tweet like, hey guys, I don't have a voice, and my nose is literally a faucet. There won't be any videos for a while. Or, getting some Civ multiplayer going. Things like that. I'll be posting them on Twitter. So, follow the link on my channel page, and you will see it. If you don't feel like following the link on my channel page, it is History Nerd GMR. So, at History Nerd GMR. And, yeah. Take a look at it. If you've got Twitter, let me know, send me a tweet, and, right on. That could be interesting. So, hopefully that all works out. And massive news! 10,000 views. I'm flabbergasted that in the space of however long I've been doing this, I've got 10,000 views now. That is insane. Thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for doing this. I do this for you guys. Without the amazing response that I have had doing this, obviously I wouldn't be doing videos. Because why would I do it if I wasn't getting an amazing response, right? So you guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you can think of anything that would improve this whole thing, let me know. And I will work on affecting some good, positive change. And, yeah, it's seeing that number, that's mind-blowing. Absolutely insane. So thank you all very, very much. From the bottom of my heart, you guys are awesome. And keep leaving comments. Let's... here's to the next 10,000 views, right? Alright, so this game is, in its typical fashion, chugging. We're just going to pause it, which might take a day. There we go. And I think while it's chugging away, I'm going to leave the video here for now. Another little short one, I think. But working towards our invasion of Italy. That's always fun and exciting. To have a nice goal like that. To raise the stars and bars in Rome. Oh, we could just invade the papacy, and then we wouldn't even probably need to go to war with Italy. Come on. So it looks like the last time I forgot to save it as my CSA file. What can you do? Yes, I am. And terribly sorry if this slow grind of 1 frame a second, according to my frap screen, has been annoying and frustrating. If for whatever reason it hasn't and you've enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and post your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, musings, jokes, other things as I knock my water glass around my desk. Thank you all very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.